Testing 1, 2. Mic check, mic check. Is Mike in the house? Where's Mike? Looking for Mike. Mike, are you here? Mike! Is my mic working? Alright. Is Mike in the house now? Alright, guys. Sorry about that. I forgot to add audio on this particular set. My bad. It happens. Alright. Okay. Alright, so anyway, guys, welcome. We've got Chuck, we've got Leonard joining. Right on, guys. Today, what we're going to be doing, we're going to be talking about Bitcoin. I like this. This is pretty cool. Pablo, Daniel, thanks for joining. I'm going to go ahead and do a screen share here in just a second once I get myself all pre-configured over here. For people watching on YouTube, what's going on up there in YouTube lands? So, yeah, well, here, why don't we... somebody really wants to talk to me on the phone. They're going to have to wait. I will call them back. Okay, all right. I don't know how bad you guys can hear my phone vibrating. Let me toss it over there. That way it's not vibrating through the table, through the microphone and all that. All right, like that. Okay, we should now be on screen share. And actually, you know what though, guys? Let me just do that for a second. I got to create a keyboard shortcut here. If you guys don't mind, 1 second. We'll do... no, okay, we'll do this way. Okay, boom. This, like this. Okay, that way there, I can switch scenes without having to go in my program. So that should be screen share. And then... Uh-oh. What's that? Oh, interesting. That it does not work. Okay. Well, that's... What's it? Ah, I see. That's what's going on here. This is... I wrecked it, guys. Absolutely wrecked. Absolutely goofed. So apparently the hotkey that I set for my camera actually closes tabs, and I didn't realize what was going on. Absolutely wrecked. Absolutely wrecked. So we'll have to open charts one by one again since I'm a doofus. And I absolutely wrecked. Okay. Let me start by opening one here. Now let's okay. Now is it working? That works. Does that do anything in here? Okay, that works. Okay, now we should be on screen share. I apologize for the problems there, guys. Talk about gold after. Well, it looks like, well, I guess I'm gonna start with gold, I think, because I actually did pretty good. I sold like I sold 1322.45, so I sold almost the very top of that, and it still looks pretty bullish to me for now. Would have been nice to pick that up down here, but yeah, I guess if you guys don't know, I've been just kind of messing around with commodities on the side to sort of see if I can get into that kind of a market as well as an addition to cryptocurrencies. I'm not a forex expert. I'm not a commodities expert or anything like that, but this is definitely something I play with. And we had yesterday. Well, I guess that's still today in GMT zone or UTC zone, but so it was sometime within the last 24 hours. We did have our moving average crossover take place here, and we're now trending well above our 55 EMA on the 15-minute chart, which is good. Actually looks fairly bullish. I ended up selling up here because RSI was way up in the overbought territory, and other time frames like the 30-minute was overbought. The 1 hour was just approaching overbought. So actually, it was probably while this candle was still active, I think we were pointing up into the overbought area before it actually closed below. So it would definitely signal to me it was time to sell and possibly pick it up again at support. So now what I'm watching is actually on the 4-hour chart. I want to see if the 4-hour chart starts to confirm a crossover here, or if we're going to sit in this area. So the 4 hour is still in decision zone. But the 1 hour's had its moving hour crossover, so it's looking pretty good. I was just hoping I could pick it up down here in sort of a support area, which it kind of already touched a little bit. But this will probably flag out a little bit now, and then I should be able to pick this up back down in support, maybe 317, 1317 or 1318, and try that again. So yeah, guys, I'm having fun a little bit with the gold. I know I didn't make a very good entry, and I had to hold it down and ride it back up. But again, this is something I'm learning. So anyway, let's take a look at some other markets that I actually do know things about. We'll start here. Okay. Oh, look at that! It saved some of my chart. Awesome. We're pumping. We're pumping. We're pumping. I'm not in right now either. That's okay though. But anyway, guys, yesterday what I said would happen. Oh, and we're missing a couple of trend lines, so it didn't completely save my chart. So if you allow me a second to clean up my chart, I will talk to you about what I see that's going on here. This is starting to drive me nuts. Okay, you out of the way. Okay. All right. So like I said yesterday, guys, if we, and this one is no longer valid. There. Now we're looking at the same chart as we were looking at yesterday. All right. Kind of. Because I also had a line drawn up this way, which we broke out of, so we don't need this one anymore. But what I said is if our trend changed, we should end up coming back down to retest this 55 EMA area. And now that we've done that, it still looks to me like we are in a wedge of some kind. So what do we have here for points of contact? I have 1, 2, 3 taps on the top line. This is 1, 2, 3 on the bottom line. So I mostly did what I expected. I just didn't get out of bed early enough to really pick this up down on support where I intended. So we'll need some other time frames to decide what's going on. But we did take a good little bounce off the 55 EMA down here, which is, you know, pretty well exactly what I said was probably going to happen. So I would say at this point, even if we go up, we're wedging. I say it's only going to get so far. I don't think we're going to pump right out of this. It's got to build some kind of momentum here somehow. But RSI does have some room to go. You know what? I can't make a call based on the 15-minute right now, other than we bounced. Up looks like a good direction, but how far looks a little bit scary because of how narrow our wedge trend pattern here is getting. So why don't we skip some time frames and see what else we can see. RSI still good here and starting to point up. That looks good. That's got enough room to get out of this. 30-minute hasn't come down to our 55 EMA though. Would have been nice if it kind of did, and already if we could get rid of this wedge, right? Come down, hit our 55 EMA on the 30-minute, and then turn around and go up. Then I would say we're gonna clear the wedge on the top side. Hourly, what are you telling me? And I hate the way this chart is. I gotta shut auto off to see anything. So the hourly, the hourly is still bullish. I mean, we bounced, so hourly is bounced off our 21 EMA, supporting very nicely on the 13 EMA. I mean, that looks fairly bullish so far, but that's that wedge pattern that I'm afraid of at the moment. The 4-hour has room to move. We're broadening here in this little area. It's really not a flag. It's not a very nice flag. So the 4-hour to me tells me we got to settle down a little bit. We're pretty high above our moving averages, though we have our crossover on 2 of our EMA crossovers, waiting on the 3rd one to confirm. I mean, it's got enough to get out too. I don't, so I mean, really the wedge is not really in play on the 4-hour, which is good. EMA crossovers on the 4-hour say we have enough to go up. And actually, let me duplicate. That way there I can open my daily with none of these lines. So on the daily, we're still okay. Let me get some indicators. Volume. Oh, hang on. Actually, if I right click, I can insert study template, EMA. Yes, right there. Boom. Pre-configured right there. So our daily chart actually looks pretty good. We're still trading. We still haven't gotten above our 21 EMA, but we are trading nicely on the high side between our 13 and 21 EMAs. That looks good, and our EMAs really, I mean, our 8 starting to curve up, our 13 is starting to curve up, our 21 is going horizontal. Like, it's looking good that we could end up with a cross on our moving averages here. I just hope that we can get up and over. I seriously don't think we're going over our 55 EMA just in one shot. I think we're gonna have to have another resistance here at our 55 EMA, come down and try again. But that puts us, let's check this and see how that goes with my 9600-ish call. And I need the bottom trend line. I wish it would save like all my charts. It'd be really, really nice if it could save all of my charts. I'm going to violate that wick a little bit. Okay. And my call was for 9600-ish. So let me draw that arrow back in. 9600-ish. 9600-ish. Not 10,000-ish or 11,000-ish. I said 9600-ish. Okay. So that's what I was figuring for 9600-ish. We're still on trajectory for that. That's fine. Okay. Now, our EMA is going to end up probably about there. That could even end up, you know, horizontal very quickly. So that's what I think for the 55 EMA. That puts us at 9,008. I'm saying 9,006 based on the trend line, but we're well above the trajectory needed to get to 98 and get to this 55 EMA. So I would say if that happened, I'm supposing, and this again is an assumption of if that happened, this has to be drawn the other way to be valid. I would say probably, I don't think we'll get a 50% retracement on the daily. If we're bullish, what do we have over here for shoulders? Not really a shoulder. That's not enough. No, that's not enough to get bullish, because we would have our previous high over here. So actually that looks like resistance in here, guys. I don't think it's intelligent to draw a fib retracement off of this in anticipation at this time looking for a drop, because there's going to be no confluence of anything really in this area other than the bottom here. That's that could happen. Let me draw that for a second, and then I'm going to do we have confluence between these points? We are close. So if we did end up with a retracement down to our 618, now of course this all depends on buyers coming in, right? And then whatever after that, we would have confluence here, but we're really not bullish. I don't think that this is really valid. We're not really bullish until we're up above this 9,900. So until we're like clear of 10K, we're not really bullish. So guys, this is just bullshit right now. But I see resistance up in this area. Where this is going, I would have to determine at a later time. We're not bullish until we're well above this 9,900 and well above, which would put us well above our 55 EMA as well. No bullishness there yet, but the setup is very nice. Okay, just understand that. I'm not saying we're bullish, but the setup is very nice. Screen share is still working, right? Okay. So, but it still looks good. I mean, we're still trading. Okay, so the daily, I'm still going with my 9,600-ish call that I made a few days ago. I'm still going with that. Whether in a straight line or not, we're gonna have to have a red day between here and there, unless we just pump directly vertical in one day up to our 9,800 area here to touch our 55 EMA. I mean, if we do that, it's gonna have to take a retracement in order to break through it. Where the retracement is going, I'm not really sure yet. Yeah, I would have to draw a fib at that time depending on where we end up stopping. So what was this? This is my 15. So at this point, based on the 15, I don't know if it's really an entry or not. Entry would have been on our support. I don't know. I don't know at the moment. But indicators, we have RSI on a descending slope. We actually have divergence between these 2 points. And we're still on a descending slope. I think we got to come out of this wedge. We got to get out of this wedge, guys. It's got to come out of this wedge, retest our 55 EMA, figure out bigger and better things after that. That's what I would like to see happen. Okay, and that's just based on kind of this descending slope on RSI right now. I would like to see that come down some more, build up some more steam, and try again. I want to see another tap on our 55 EMA, or at least flag this out. So like, I mean, most of this is sideways action, but I'd like to retest that a little bit and see if that happens. So that's what I'm going with. Alternatively, I would say up and retest that area. Whoops. And retest that area. So these are two possibilities here at the moment, and I'm completely undecided. So let's take a look at something else. Let's give me another chart here. And Litecoin had been sort of leading the market. So let's see what it's got for us. See, Litecoin looks quite a bit better at the moment. Well, okay, I'm gonna draw this anyway. Something like that. It's not really a valid trend line yet. See what I can get on the upper side. I mean, the upper side is really a nice confirmed trend. If I get rid of that, we're definitely within a channel at the moment. Just whether this line proves to be true would say that we're going to start going parabolic. All right, and then I would say up and through that line. But again, what we have here is RSI on a descending slope. So RSI is on a descending slope. Potentially what can happen here are 55 EMA is kind of doing this kind of thing right now, and I have a really hard time to draw lines with this stupid tool, and that would actually give us this direction and then this direction, and that would make EMA support again. That would be fine. That gives our RSI time to like almost bottom out and build up some room for some more steam. So that's a quite a possibility. So with that said, let's take a look at some other time frames. 30-minute. You see now on the 30-minute, that would be pretty good as well, because our EMA should do this kind of thing, right? And then this kind of thing, hopefully. But that would put us nearer our 55 EMA support along with that trend line. I see that as a possibility, though we are curving a little bit on RSI, so it's really hard to say. Like, I don't think it's a smart entry at the moment. I think the best idea right now is to, like with Bitcoin, Litecoin, I'm thinking the same thing, is kind of see where it goes, considering like your entry point was way back here on the 30-minute, right? Your entry's not right here. You've already missed the meat of the move, I think. So I think the best move right now is to wait and either confirm support or confirm resistance and short it, right? One or the other. I think that's what's up. By the time that gets up there, I mean, BTC, what we have, another 2 days, I'd say, before BTC reaches its peak. So let's check out some other time frames. Here's the 1 hour. If we're going to remain bullish on the 1 hour, I don't really want to retest our 55 EMA right now, because that really invalidates our trend and everything. But this direction here would coincide with the 21 EMA quite nicely. See our 4 hour, that would coincide very nicely with our 8 EMA, and we're crossing above. Our crossovers are taking place on the 4 hour now. And on the daily, I mean, the daily probably looks exactly like Bitcoin. Yeah, we got 4 green candles in a row. Same thing as what Bitcoin has. We have curvature going on the moving averages. Yeah, so like overall bullish, except I want to see this come down a little bit. Just let our RSI, give our RSI a good chance to refresh, and then try this again. The other thing you can do, you can watch trend lines on the RSI and kind of see what's happening. Kind of poked above it there a little bit. So I guess that all depends. Oops. If RSI does start pointing up above and take a new trajectory, then I could probably turn bullish then. But still, like I say, I think the smart move right now is to just sit tight, identify support, and then make an entry on support or make a short on resistance, whichever way you're playing. I can play both ways on Bitfinex. Let's take a look at my Ether Classic bags next. Ether Classic bags are sitting about where I bought in 13 days ago. That's if you're new or you don't know, that's the trade that I absolutely screwed up. I held it right to the bottom and I held it all the way back up. Master hodler right here. But Ether Classic is looking, to me, it's looking bullish still. No, not really. We're getting crossover happening here. I'm in a no trade zone with this. So the higher time frame might confirm. Oh no, it won't be a flag. What do we get out of this? Draw some lines. Be honest, I could see that turning bullish. Our EMAs are crossing again. I mean, it's going back up. We're getting a bullish cross again. That's good. So if we get EMA cross going up on bullish, that's just a little bit of a no trade. I would want to confirm a bounce before I bought in. So, but the thing is all of these markets, as I've said in many other videos, all of these markets, when you're trading a crypto against USD, basically do the same thing. So if I use the information from my other two charts where I think we're going down first to a trend line, right? And then bounce down or even sideways. I mean, this doesn't need to go that much down. It's just a little bit of sideways would be good. And then return bullish would actually, that would still be 55 EMA support. I mean, on the 15-minute, like if you look at this, 55 EMA support doesn't mean that you freaking just stop and hard bounce on it. Usually we end up breaking through and coming back, right? As evidenced in all of these areas. And you can even see we sometimes do come down below with our crossovers and then cross back over up into the positive direction, which is basically what's happening here. And if we did go sideways, we're just going to get a little bit of cross down and then we'll cross up again and go. That part looks pretty good. Are we megaphoning? That's a bit of megaphone, but that may not be valid anymore. We might be starting to channel a little bit. Where did that end up? That doesn't validate down there. So possibly starting to channel a little bit there. If we can remain bullish, I think we can probably see 23 bucks or so. Would be nice. That would give me some profit out of that trade at least anyway. So that would be decent. That's kind of what I see there myself. And anything below that trend line, anything below that trend line, and I mean, that's still not horrible. We could end up down here at about 1970 for a bounce. And if we break below that, death. We're going back down. Probably we got a bunch of minor areas in here. This is probably our next major area of support. So there's my options at the moment for what's going on. I'm still pretty bullish, but if we break below this trend line, then we're going to have to go down and retest some support areas where I'm undecided of what will happen at that point. That's to be evaluated then. At the moment, I'm still very much bullish on Ether Classic, and I have bags that I'm holding at spot. I'm not margined on that, so I'm still at this point comfortable to hold my Ether Classic. So that's not too bad. I think I can make money on that trade yet. Yeah, so that's basically where I'm at, guys. Is mostly everything to me is no trade zone, where I'm just waiting to confirm a support or a resistance here. I don't think that's not what I drew. Oh yeah, every time you change time frames, the charts mess up too. Yeah, guys, I just think we're gonna sideways here for right now. I think boom, boom. That's what I think. Something in that general direction. If not here, then it'll be down here. And then we'll get out of this wedge. Hopefully we don't get death coming out of the wedge, though. It is a wedge that usually means down. So, I mean, I got a mixed signal. I hate that. But, I mean, if you use enough indicators, you always get mixed signals. But I would tend to go with the moving average signals over the chart pattern. BTC has this thing about not giving a damn about chart patterns and kind of doing whatever it wants if some FOMO kicks in. So I guess you'd need some order book information to confirm. If you see some big buys coming in, then the bounce is in. Basically, the support is in. If you see some big sells come in, then we're going down. We'll end up having to catch this at a support level. So entry points on this somewhere between 9,030 and 889, 8960. So that's my entry zone right in here for Bitcoin today. Any questions about anything I've talked about so far? No. There we go. Any questions about anything I talked about there so far? Let me flip over to my charts. All right, bam, bam, bam. Pablo, Daniel, Bill says, I need a green screen. Awesome. Yeah, it's pretty cool. RJ, Bill, thanks for joining. Pablo, thanks for joining. Mupa, Hassan, Yogesh, Peter, Patrick, James, Ali, Anwar, Jacques, Amy, Wendy, Moon, Frank, Johnny. Thanks for joining, guys. You guys have any questions about anything I've talked about so far? One watching on YouTube. A little bit of a slow video today, guys, because I had to like reconfigure everything as I go. I apologize for that error in the beginning, but yeah, sorry. Any questions you guys have, though, I will give you a second to think up some questions if you like. I'm going to find some other backdrops, some other setups here as well. I think this is pretty cool. Why won't you load now? There we go. No questions, guys? You know how this works. If you stop talking, I stop talking. I turn the video off. That's how it works. Well then, that's it. Guys, if you are just trading because some guy on YouTube said something, yes, this sideways action is boring. Yes, it is. Um, I didn't take a look at like any other like alt markets like BTC pairings. Because I'm doing pretty good with the um, Bitfinex. But if I take a good look, looks like our alt markets are relatively green as well. 0x up 18%, Digibyte up 12%, Siacoin up 10%. I like these numbers. I got big bags in 0x. I have big bags in Next as well, and it's only up 1.3%. And those are like really old bags. Not big bags, but they're old bags. I'm just going to hold them. I don't care if I hold them for 6 months. I'll make money someday on them. Yeah, so sometimes in the sideways markets, your best bet is to play the alt markets. Um, I just I don't think it's going to be too long. We're going to see some action coming on Bitcoin here. Um, bad glare on my screen, but we got the order book on Finex is definitely stacked up on the sell side. It's not massive, but it's definitely stacked up on the sell side, that's for sure. So like it's got to be resistance in play here. And again, I mean it's going up. I don't know right now. I think the sideways needs to complete. Like I said, my entry is going to be 8960 to 9030, somewhere in that area. Or if we pump right now, I'm just going to short it, I think. I think that's what we're ending up at. And again, guys, I day trade. I'm not telling you to short it and hold your short for days or weeks. Because if you do, you're going to lose all your money, because I think we're still overall bullish. But if we pumped right now, I would say a short is the best option. We have to complete this sideways and then take a long. I think is the best option. Have you noticed that lows often hit between 2 a.m. and 10 a.m. Sunday mornings? I haven't really noticed that correlation about Sunday. Well, actually, I have noticed about Sundays being when the momentum picks up, and that has to do with traditional markets and that opening, and institutional investors around the world getting to their offices and starting to make trades, right? Sundays when the market opens, right? And you got to figure the Asian markets open. I mean, Monday in China is before Monday in here, right? They're ahead of us over there. So so market movements often start happening on Sunday and early Sunday, and before like traditional markets actually open 5 p.m. on 5 p.m. Sunday Eastern Standard Time, I think, and that's when markets here start picking up. But by then it's already Monday in China, so you have all the investors in the Asias that are pulling into their office and starting to make some movements in the market, right? So yeah, I have that correlation to Sunday. I really didn't look at the time on it, but I do find that a lot of market movements, like today was a little bit different, I think. But I do find that a lot of market movements tend to happen right before I wake up in the morning. Like 4 o'clock in the morning is a great time to be awake and start trading. I find, like every day, regardless. But yeah, Sunday's definitely a key day, and how the markets open often indicates a lot about what's going to happen through the week. For the most part, anyway. Any other questions, guys? What was I saying before? Oh, yeah, I said if you're trading just because some guy on YouTube gave you an opinion and you're trading based on it, you're doing it wrong, and eventually you're probably going to lose all your money by following somebody else. So the best thing you can do is to get a little education, get a little knowledge, develop a few skills, and guys, cointrademastery.com is a great place to do it. It's basically it's a complete course on technical analysis and how to trade in the cryptocurrency markets, using the same tools as you see me using in my charts. That's the kind of stuff that I teach, guys. I teach you how to actually use and understand different chart patterns, different indicators, as well as some, general market psychology and the type of mindset that you should have when you're trading, so that you make critical decisions and not emotional decisions, right? Very, very important, guys. So yeah, cointrademastery.com if you'd like to learn a bunch more about trading and technical analysis. Of course, pre-launch special is still in effect, $249, and that gets you the course for life with all future updates and 5 months access to my premium Discord server, where you can get a ton of ICO reports that are a $150 monthly value that are yours just for being a CoinTrade Mastery premium member. And yeah, guys, I'd love to see some of you guys on the team. And let's do some chatting about trading. No other questions rolling in, then I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this video. So guys, yeah, I guess we'll see you on the next video, and remember to stay profitable out there and make critical decisions, not emotional decisions. FOMO is your enemy, and if you don't know what FOMO is, Google.com, your best bet, which is also included in the CoinTradeMastery.com course, but that's Google. I should actually put the terminology thing in the free portion of the course, I think. That would be pretty good for you guys. I might put that over there. Robbie, thanks for joining, but you're a little bit late. I'm just about to shut the video off. So anyway, guys, have a good one. We'll see you on the next video.